Today's episode of Variant is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club.
Today on Variant, I count down the 5 best comic book couples. Welcome to Variant, where we love comics more than getting the closest parking spot in a shopping plaza. I'm your host, Arris. There are a crap ton of couples and love interests in comics. Essentially, every superhero has a significant other, or at least someone they want to get it on with. So narrowing down this list was extremely hard since there are so many good couples in comics. But now let's see what couples I personally think are the best and or the ones that have made the biggest impact in comics. Kicking my list off at number 5 is Green Arrow and Black Canary. I've always loved this couple. They've always had an interesting and dynamic relationship. They're just one of the more fun couples to read in comics, as they have opposite personalities. Green Arrow is ill-tempered and rough, and Black Canary is determined and single-minded. But like most couples, opposites attract. Like a lot of long-term couples on this list, Green Arrow and Black Canary have had their share of ups and downs, which many of it is due to their various retcons that have undone, rewritten, and eliminated their relationship over and over again. One of the most notable moments in the couple's history is their wedding, but their marriage only led to a bunch of events that led to the couple splitting up. The two haven't been made a couple yet in the New 52, but I'm sure that's only a matter of time. But as most people know, she has shown up in Arrow. Next on my list of love is Cyclops and Jean Grey. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, a big reason why they are so high on my list is because of how big a fan I am of the 90s X-Men cartoon. The cartoon is easily one of the best comic book cartoons ever made, and in the cartoon, much like the comics, Cyclops and Jean Grey's relationship was a big part. I know Cyclops has dated a few different people in the comics, like Madeline Pryor and Emma Frost, but him and Jean Grey will always remain one of the best pairings for me, and that's not just because that's the era I grew up in when Jim Lee was drawing the X-Men, and the X-Men title was like the end-all, be-all title in comics, even though I do think that's a good reason. But also because the Dark Phoenix saga from the 80s, which really showed the struggle of Scott not wanting to lose someone he loved so much. Not to mention, the love triangle with Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Wolverine made for some good reading as well. At number 3 is Spider-Man and Mary Jane. Some people off the bat might be saying, why not Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy? And although their relationship was first and might have lasted if she wasn't killed off, I still pick Peter Parker and Mary Jane because their relationship has lasted way longer and there's just so many good stories involving the two of them. Plus, the two of them got married, although the Brand New Day storyline erased that, but I don't want to get started on that. That storyline just pisses me off. That and the Clone Saga. Good God, talk about a clusterfuck. I also really liked how Peter Parker and Mary Jane were married with her knowing that her husband was Spider-Man. It just added a really cool dynamic, I thought, because it's no longer Peter Parker's girlfriend at risk, but now it's his wife at risk. So it just makes all the emotional ties that much stronger. They are definitely one of the most famous comic book couples for more good reasons than I have time to mention. Plus, who doesn't wish their girlfriend or wife called them Tiger? I sure don't. That would just be stupid. At number 2 is a tie between Joker and Harley Quinn and Batman and Catwoman. Now, some of you might be thinking, really? A tie? And yes, a tie. It's my list. I can do what I want. Joker and Harley Quinn's romance is easily one of the best and most twisted relationships in all of comic books. The origin of their relationship is told in the graphic novel Mad Love, which was later made into an episode of Batman the Animated Series. It's definitely a physical and mentally abusive relationship for Harley, as anyone can imagine being the Joker's boo would be no walk in the park. But Harley is crazy enough to love him anyway. With that said though, Joker does care for Miss Quinzel, as shown in Brian Azzarello's Joker graphic novel. As for Batman and Catwoman, Batman has had many different love interests over the years, as Batman is not one to settle down. But the most frequent lady friend would definitely be Catwoman. One of the two's most notable flings was in the Batman Hush storyline, where this iconic image of them kissing on top of a rooftop comes from. But besides that, they've been shown hooking up numerous amount of other times. Their relationship was even explored in Batman the Animated Series, and quite well, might I add. But then again, the series essentially did no wrong. In short, Catwoman knows Batman like no other character and calls him out on things that no other person would. Basically, Catwoman is a female, happier version of Batman with a touch of evil. He keeps her criminal ways in check, or tries to at least, and she tries to make him a more well-rounded, less brooding guy. Making their way to my number 1 spot is Superman and Wonder Woman. Now, I know a lot of you people are probably like, whoa, hold the phone, Arris. How is it not Superman and Lois Lane? Well, as awesome as Superman and Lois Lane are together and having all those cool stories together over the years, on a sheer cool factor, at least for me, Superman and Wonder Woman are just a better fit. Superman is the most powerful guy hero in the DC Universe, and Wonder Woman is the most powerful girl hero in the DC Universe, so it just makes sense. And since they're both superheroes, they can relate to one another. They also don't have to worry about each other being in harm's way, since they're they're some of the strongest characters in the DC universe. And like mentioned in the Justice League of America comic, these two together could pretty much do whatever the heck they wanted to do if they wanted to do it, which of course has Argus and the government all paranoid. But as I said before, just because I really like Supes and Wonder Woman together doesn't mean I don't like Superman and Lois Lane together, which we get to see a little bit of in Scott Snyder and Jim Lee's Superman Unchained comic, which is taking place out of the main DC New 52 continuity. So we're getting the best of both worlds right now. But yes, I think the power couple is one of the best pairings in comics in recent years. And random, well, sort of random, the Superman Wonder Woman title has been really good so far. So if you're looking for a good action, fun-filled comic, check that out. Buying razors sucks, right? You have to go to the store and shell out like 20 bucks for some ridiculous razor contraption. My razor worked perfectly fine without the vibrating handle, built-in airbag, and seat warmer. Fortunately, there's a company that's doing away with all that nonsense. It's called Dollar Shave Club, and it couldn't be simpler. For a few bucks a month, Dollar Shave Club ships amazing razors and other bathroom stuff right to your front doorstep. Their blades are just as good as the other big shave companies and at a fraction of the price. Look at that razor. That's a good-looking razor. They've also got Dr. Carver's Easy Shave Butter to make your shave even more buttery smooth. And you have to try One Wipe Charlie's, their new peppermint-infused butt wipes for men. Yes, that's right, butt wipes are no longer for babies, and trust me, once you use one of them, you will never go back. Shave time, shave money. Yes, I said shave time, shave money. Join now at dollarshaveclub.com/variant. First up for Wednesday, July 16th, we have Savage Hulk issue 2. In this issue, Hulk and Abomination have a battle of epic proportions. Next, we have Harley Quinn invades Comic-Con International San Diego issue 1. The title says it all. Harley Quinn takes on Comic-Con in this over-the-top issue. Here we have Robin Rises Omega issue 1. The hunt for Robin is over, but Batman's family feud with Ra's al Ghul is about to erupt into something bigger when it's interrupted by the forces of Apocalypse. And finally, we have Teen Titans issue 1. The Teen Titans title is starting back at issue 1, once again with Red Robin, Wonder Girl, Bunker, Raven, and Beast Boy. So if you're a fan of the Teen Titans, this is your chance to jump on their brand new title. Well, that brings another episode of Variant to a close, but I do have some honorable mentions that didn't make my list, like The Vision and Scarlet Witch, Aquaman and Mira, Colossus and Kitty Pryde, Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, and so on. With that said, though, I want to know what your guys' list is, so post them in the comment section below, as we all have different opinions. Also, I'm going to be doing something new with the Versus episodes, and that would be letting you guys decide on what the matchups will be. I'll be posting a poll on our Variant Facebook page with a couple of options to let you guys vote on what the matchup should be. But until next week, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Arris_Quinones, and I will see you all next week when I talk about all things comics. And as most people know, Black. Okay.